Whoa, what is this setup, Kevin? Is it P.S. I Love You? No. Hey, everybody, what's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Greg, I haven't seen you in so long. Yes, P.S. I Love You is doing very well, so we decided to just change the show into it.
Hey, everybody really loves that show and watches it and listens to it, so why don't we just make every show P.S. I Love You?
Might as well.
Nick, it does me well to see you. I'm pouring a beer. If you're an audio listener, maybe you don't understand me cracking it over there. I haven't hung out with my boys in a while.
I know.
I feel like I haven't had a real conversation with you guys in a while, so I'm looking forward to this
That's
podcast.
also excuse me. It's one of those commitment beers. You just pop that thing off. That's a big beer. You got to drink the whole thing now. It's gonna go fly.
I've never cracked a Pliny and not had a good time. You know what I mean? I'll get through it.
I do not. Tim, do you know what he means?
Can you make that rhyme?
Sorry, what was that, Andy?
Can you make that rhyme? I've never
had a Pliny in my hiney.
I've never popped a Pliny, and then
Timey
had
wimey.
a good timey.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
love
that was
that.
good.
Oh, do you love that, Andy?
Love that.
Here, hold on. I'll go get a funnel and I'll pour the beer back in the bottle and then I'll recap it and we can do the whole thing from the top of the show. You know what I mean? No P.S. I Love You bit in the front of me. Great. Of course. That voice right there was the Hispanic heartthrob Texas treat Latino heat, clicking heads and ripping them to shreds. The globetrotting, headshotting. He can't beat me at Mario Golf from Twitch.tv. Andy Cortez.
You're such a piece of garbage. You know what you're doing.
Friday. We'll see. If
You
can
know
do
what
it.
you're doing.
You can't beat me in everybody's golf. Can you beat me in Mario Golf? You talking?
You
a
know
big
what
game
the
out there.
fuck you're doing.
He knows what he's doing, Andy.
What's
He
he
knows
doing,
what he's
Nick?
doing.
You know what he's doing?
He's being me, and it's fun. I like to see
Go
it.
back to being the assholes. And of course, rounding out the
Literally.
sports set is Forbes 30 under 30, aka the second best baby blues in San Francisco, aka the engaged one at Tim Gettys.
Let him host. At some point today, I want to talk about ice. If that would be okay with you, gentlemen.
Just do it right
I
now.
love
What do you got to
ice.
say about
I
ice?
love
This
ice.
beer's
I mean,
ice cold.
Is it? Yeah. See, that's real good because right now I got this cup. I got some ice in here, and it's making me feel damn good. Because of course I like drinks really cold. But Kevin has been for years trying to pitch us on buying an ice machine, the pellet ice machine.
Yeah.
And like I've been looking into stuff for my own home situation because I want some more ice in my life. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to be able to just taste all the ices. And that seems harder to accomplish than I'd like it to be. So I wanted to come to you, the ice enthusiast that I know so well, the experts. And I have some questions. What is your favorite type of ice?
First off, we've talked about this a couple times, and so you should know that my favorite type of ice is the rat food pellet looking ice that looks
So
like
good.
little
It's the
giblets.
best
They're like
ice.
this big. Mostly because I like to chew ice. Now, the Scarpino family loves chewing ice. The Scarpino family also, our dentists love us because we crack teeth a lot because we chew ice. In fact, I think my brother just went in for a crown or something because he cracked a tooth. And when I asked him, he was like, "You know exactly what I did." And I was like, "You chewed ice. You got to stop chewing ice. It's only a matter of time before it cracks. The ice is going to win no matter what. The ice is like
Fights back.
it's like the Vegas dealer, right? The house always wins. The ice is the house in this. Having said that, working in restaurants, I freaking love the open up the door, scoop out the ice that's like, kind of more
Ring,
cubic,
the
I want to
fat
say.
ring.
No, I want to say like
Half moons. Come on, give me something.
I don't, in my brain it's like hotel ice, right? Where it's like it's like almost a half a pillow. It looks like a little half pillow ice,
Half moons.
half moons, I guess. But any type of ice that's been made in bulk, I really, really like.
See, that's kind of what I wanted to find here is what are the different types of ice and what are their uses? Because I don't know.
For me, if you were asking me if I'm walking down the street, Andy, we're doing a little role play, all right? I'm walking down the street and you've got the microphone, all right? Oh, hey, you have a microphone. What's up, sir?
I'm sorry.
You look like you want to ask me what my favorite type of ice is. Is that accurate?
Sir, what is your favorite type of ice?
Oh man, clearing my mind, just a man on the street, I would say it's probably like a clear cocktail cube. You know, you get an old fashioned at a really nice place, like a hard water, a polite provisions. They have that ice that's gone through like the triple whatever purification. It's one giant block that they hack at, and they give you a cube so fucking clear you can see all your life's mistakes in it. All right, I'll see you later, microphone man. Bye.
I like I like that in this fantasy world, Greg does man on the street interviews where he walks up to people and gives them the microphone.
No, he had the microphone.
What did you want
entire
to ask
time.
me?
I was the normal man. He was the host.
Yeah.
So, like to the untrained eye, I would just assume that there is ice and then there's the little rabbit pellet pieces that everybody loves. And I would only think that there's those two options. I'm not very well versed in this world. I'd say my favorite ice is probably the one that's got a slight hint of like of a yellow kind of color. It tastes like a freezer bag.
Ugh.
It tastes like maybe meat that's been stored in the freezer. I love that ice.
No, you don't.
It's so gross.
I
I
don't think
fucking
anyone
hate that
likes
ice.
that ice.
I hate that ice, but oh my gosh, I'd go to like so many of my friends' houses. I'd use the fucking ice machine and I'd drink a little soda and it would just smell like that fucking ice. It would smell gross, dude.
That is what I'm trying to solve for. Is I want to move past this nasty ass ice and I want a dedicated ice situation going down.
Can you throw it up?
The last time I went to your
crazy
house,
machine. He said this crazy machine to assets.
What Greg was talking about is like, to me, that is the ideal. Is I want that big, just the one square, because that shit never melts. It keeps your drinks cold. But my problem is, I don't think that is a replicable ice that I can get in bulk. You know what I'm talking about? Well, I don't know if that's possible. I think I might need to get that. Like that might be too handcrafted for my needs.
That seems like almost old timey, where like somebody's gonna drive by with the ice truck and that giant like metal hook thing that they bring it out and give it to you. Yeah, you can't be doing that.
The hell is this? How big is this ice thing?
This isn't the machine that I want the company to buy, and that you agreed.
Sure, but this is what Tim
agreed to. Just let me reiterate that. At one point, we've talked about this, and you guys were like, "Yeah, fine, we'll get you the stupid ice machine that's $37."
But that was before the pandemic.
Yeah. Now ice machines cost 8 times as much.
Yeah. The country's changed
Because of the pandemic.
Kev, you're getting ahead.
Like, I don't even know how the new studio is going to be laid out. Do we have room for an ice machine? No.
I specifically have thought about this for years, just so you know.
I specifically have thought about this for years.
Kevin, I understand what we said back then. But do you remember
every pass that we've done to any kitchen, the ice machine has been thought about, just so you know.
Kevin, you say we said that, and maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I'm not going to confirm or deny it. But remember that time I did tell you I would try the ice at that Indian place?
I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. He came in and he said he'd eat with us. And then he said he'd try the ice. And then he bought water in a fucking box. I should have kicked you right in the goddamn shit.
I would have loved it. I would have loved it, you little troll. Let's go toe-to-toe right there.
I have never subscribed to the Greg Miller is a piece of shit train of thought that I know sometimes people do. That was the first time in my life that I'm like, Greg Miller is unequivocally a piece of shit. Wow. Like, Kevin and I so excited to bring him to one of our favorite San Francisco restaurants, and we're like, you need to get this one specific meal, and you need to try the freaking pellet ice because it's insane. Greg doesn't get the meal, and then Greg buys boxed water.
Why would he do that? Why would I don't understand? No,
listen,
fuck you. There's no defending this.
Greg, as your lawyer, can I please
I'll let my counsel Nick Scarpino speak for me on this.
Thank you. I'm the lead counsel, Nick Scarpino. Andy is junior counsel. He's studying to be a lawyer, but he's not quite a lawyer yet. But
is that because he's not good at golf?
Well, he's a lot of people say he's better at golf than most. A lot of people say he's faster than you in America. So there's that. But I will say, to come to Greg's defense, Tim and Kevin have garbage takes on restaurants. So there is that.
Like that is based on actually nothing, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, are you representing yourself in this court? Because I feel like if I have a lawyer, you should have someone to speak for you. All right.
I mean, I got Andy.
Andy's my junior counsel.
I mean, hold the door. That's a pretty blatant attack right there. Like, we're not talking about.
Let's all go to that Peru restaurant, and it was terrible.
We're not talking about movie tastes. We're not talking about music tastes. With all that stuff, could just be crazy, like subjective. You're saying that.
When did I say
Tim and Kevin have awful taste in restaurants?
Remember when we went? I know exactly about West Portal. We went to the place to get Lomo Saltado for the first time.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of it, but I can.
Kevin, you ended up apologizing to us because it just wasn't good that night.
That was accurate. No, not Limon. It was
Fresca. Fresca's really good. They must have fucked up something.
But he had a bad day that time. I've been to Fresca afterwards, and it was delicious.
And then, of course,
I'm not arguing against myself.
There's the Senior Pizzas debacle where we have to order from the inferior Senior Pizzas because the real Senior Pizzas got a car that drove through it.
And exploded.
And then there's always, it's true. And then there's always just,
and it's not Senior Pizzas, it's Signores.
And then there's of course, Tim's favorite burrito place on the planet, which is Gordo's, which is not bad. It's just so.
I've never said it's the best, but it's
neither have I ever. I hate all of you, but specifically.
What did I do?
You betrayed
started
me
this.
at Curry
You
Up Now
started
that
this.
one time by
was so
getting
upsetting.
boxed fucking water. Going
was
back
so
to the ice
upsetting.
thing because I need to get to the bottom
Wait,
of
Oh
this.
wait, it was
restaurant you're
Curry
talking
Up
about?
Now?
Yeah, I didn't know that was a
Yes.
restaurant. That's a great
Oh
restaurant.
my God, Greg, you're a fucking
He wouldn't
tyrant.
eat
That's
You're a
it.
nightmare.
awful.
Greg, I can-
Nasty.
Greg, I can no longer represent you as your lawyer. I'm sorry. I'm quitting the legal.
Here's what in my
profession.
defense. All right, what had
I'm
happened,
going to
if you
become a jet
remember,
ski
was
artist.
I've had Curry Up Now from the food truck and thought it was fine. I've had the chicken masala
It's
burrito
really
or whatever
good at
outside
the
of
restaurant.
IGN.
You can see
And
it.
also, as you know, I'm just not that big of an Indian food fan. I've just never found, and
Right.
this
You think it
isn't
looks like
challenge me. This
diarrhea.
isn't.
You're
Well,
Well,
big.
there's that part of a lot of it too for the curries and stuff. But I've, Jen pushes me. She makes me eat Indian food all the time, and I'm like, none of this is bad. It's just not. I'm just not
It's not
vibing.
what you're
Yeah,
looking
but
Anyway,
it's 'cause
for.
you
we
look at
got
it,
there,
like,
and
he
if you
looks
remember,
gross.
I wasn't that hungry. And so when I got up there, I don't remember you guys, and I could be wrong.
You said
I
you
will-
would, though.
I lie all the time. But when I got up there, I didn't remember. I didn't remember exactly what you told me to order, and I wasn't that hungry, and so I didn't do it. Now the water thing was a confusion thing because I was going to try the ice, but then like
Mhm.
I just didn't understand how to order it, so I bought the boxed water in a panic. And then it's become a bit because Kevin's so mad about it. I just doubled down on it and act like it was my plan all
Mhm.
along. But in reality, I just choked.
That makes sense, I guess.
Let's, you know what? Next time we're all down there, where are we going? When we go see the next movie, we go see that Fast or whatever. Let's go
I don't
over
think
there.
that's
I'll get some
Curry Up
pellets.
Now. That's
Give me
far.
some
Curry Up
pellets
Now's
and
the
a chicken
mission, right?
tikka masala, whatever.
We need to make a special outing for that. That was always one of those lunches too that Kevin, whenever he won, whenever he was like, "We're going to Curry Up Now," it was always it was the Endeavor lunch where we're
was
not
very
coming back
exciting.
for 3 hours. And
Sure,
it was
the
so
old
good.
the old
Just
IGN
just
one.
FYI,
And then it was
anytime we went
always-
to lunch as a group, we weren't coming back for 4 hours because we'd end up
That's
going
not
to
true.
Target. Yeah, it is.
That's not. That's true. That is true. That is
yeah.
true.
Whenever
But I will
you,
say
like
one of the other.
three of us
Yeah.
would go, it would be shorter. But when
We
whole
went to the mall. We used to go to
company-
the mall, and then we'd go, and then we'd grapple with whether or not we wanted to get a whole bucket of Mrs. Fields cookies, and ended up usually getting them. But the Curry Up Now outing, the one time I went with it, took forever to find parking in the Mission. It was super good, and then Kevin was like, "We could also get ice cream," and then all of us watched Kevin
Cream.
get ice cream.
fucking love cream.
Cookies rule everything around me.
Those are the
It's
days.
so
Those
good.
are the days.
Here's
Tim,
what I
the
think we
last
should do,
time-
Nick. Nick, when it's all back, when we're back and we can, we're in an office and we're going out to whatever. The first time we go out to lunch, Kevin, close yours.
Wendy's.
The first time we go out to lunch, we go to lunch, and then when we go to Target, what we
Mhm.
do is surprise Kevin and say, "This is like the Toys R Us toy run. You have $1,000, but you have to spend it all in 5 minutes and let him go. And it has to be multiple items, so it can't be he just buys like a TV or something."
I feel like Kevin would just go to the toy aisle and just start dumping
That's
all
why,
the toys
I'm
into.
excited for him to come back with all these Legos and toys.
Bunch
for
of
me too.
Legos. That's exciting.
This would
I
be
do
fun.
kind of love the idea of doing this in a real store and like not getting anyone in the store.
Not telling them.
Yeah.
He's just racing through. We got
Kevin Coelho
watch
racing
cameras.
through.
Knocking over aisles.
They're just gonna never. That's the thing is like I love that, but I also don't want to get kicked out of Target for life.
Well, we got a lot of targets here now.
Lot of
so
targets.
we went
We
from 0
do.
targets to like freaking 15. So I can get kicked out of 2 or 3. I'd be okay.
Tim,
And somehow they're not having a problem, but Walgreens seems to really be having a problem with crime. But Target seems to like have their shit on lock.
the last time I was at your house, Tim, I believe is when we watched Mortal Kombat,
Mhm.
and you were very, from my perspective, I felt like you were very worried about how the ice in your freezer represented you as a person.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Do you still feel that way?
that's what I'm trying to solve, Andy. It's embarrassing.
Well, I feel like the
So show me this
freezer.
thing here.
Well, so
here's
look
the-
at it. So
This
hold
is a
on.
countertop ice machine.
Yes, and this is what I wanted to start this with. Is I'm trying to figure out what the different types of ice are because this makes it makes nugget ice.
I see this.
And I'm trying to understand, is this the same type of ice
Mhm.
that Curry Up Now has, that Kevin's talking about? Because the Kevin machine
No.
is like $3,500, and that is described as pellet ice.
Yeah, pellet
I'm
ice
trying
is
to figure out-
is the bomb.
Because nugget ice is the soft ice that is made for people that like to chew ice.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I like
Big
that.
fan.
guy.
It's like a
Yeah.
deer.
It is most famously used in tiki bars.
Oh,
For
Kevin,
a lot
can
of those
you-
tiki drinks?
Kevin,
know?
can you do that trick where you make this higher resolution on our screen so I can see the definition of the nugget ice?
Because
I
I'm
want-
having a problem here, Kev. I'm not seeing pellets as an option on this thing you bring it up with crescent, tube, nugget,
Nug.
flake, cubes, and
there's not a
gourmet.
single
God.
defined thing. If you go back, there's other types that aren't included in that. So
It's like a family.
Yeah. Like there's flake
We're
ice.
talking about
which
the
is a
nugget
thing.
family.
So I would be fine with
Is a
the
good-
half moon.
the crescent,
Yeah.
which I know that I was the one that was like.
I'm not a big fan of the tube, although I do like putting the straw in between it. I think that's
Sure.
a good
Yeah,
move.
you feel like
I
you're
don't
doing
like
something.
It, though. I don't think it does a good job cooling.
Oh, I
stuff
like
down.
the tube.
It's a mini game. How many
'Cause you
how
know
many
why?
I
ice cubes
hate
can you
the
put on the straw?
flakes. I hate the flakes. It always
Flakes suck.
It melts
The,
too fast.
the tube
Flakes
is the
are like
bomb
what you
because
get.
then you can-
Isn't that what they give pregnant women like to chew on in
Yeah,
movies
'cause you
about
can't
being
have-
pregnant?
yeah, you
I've
can't have
never
water.
seen a flake. I in my those
A lot
that
of-
looks
a
like
lot
somebody's
of,
holding a pile of diamonds.
a lot of fridges. You can flick it to like grind it up, and I think that is suitable.
Yeah,
as-
my parents always have that, and I
as the
hate
same
it.
as flake.
Oh, but
Yeah.
that's like crushed ice.
Yeah, I used to go. It's like crushed ice basically,
it's
and
the
I
same
hate
thing.
it because I would forget that it's on there, and I'd be like, I don't want crushed ice. And inevitably, even if you hit the button that says non like cubed ice, a little bit of the
comes
crushed
out.
ice comes
Yeah.
out anyway, and it's like,
Yeah,
what is this
the
technology?
remnants-
We
The
can't go
remnants that
past
were there
this.
earlier.
I'll say-
Whatever that person was holding in their hands, it looks like they're daggers, like little tiny
Yeah, you
daggers.
can
It
kill
does,
someone with that.
for some reason, the way it's coming through on Discord, it does not look like crushed ice whatsoever. It looks like little sheets, little plates.
See, I'm all about
little,
these tubes though, because then you can
fossils.
stick them in your mouth and breathe through them.
No, that's
Mhm.
gross.
You
don't
can, like,
gotta do
whistle through.
that.
In case
Oh,
you
I
have
love
that where you smoke too many cigarettes, you get the little thing in your
Oh,
throat.
no.
Oh, like a trach.
Yeah.
Thing.
Tracheotomy.
A tracheotomy?
tube.
See, these are the giblets right here, right? These little nuggets.
these
Those are the
good.
bomb
These are
right
the-
there.
these are the little
That's the best
pellets.
ice right there.
Which
Because
I think
that's
are
when you
really
get like you put those in a Diet Coke, Andy, and it tastes a little like a slushy because it kind of slushes up a little bit.
Yeah, and you can crunch on it, having the flavor of the beverage in there, and
Correct.
it feels like a little slushy, like
tasty.
a little raspa.
What's
Greg,
a
have, you
Rasta?
seen,
Snow cone.
have you seen that Samsung is now selling freezers that make round ice balls?
I'm sorry,
I have not. Tell me more about this.
like a sphere.
Yeah,
Whoa,
you would use this in cocktails. See this? This actually.
whoa!
How long does it take to make one of those?
4 hours.
I mean, it's like the normal
Samsung.
thing where it, like.
What's
it'll
the
have a little
benefit?
This
crate.
is exactly what I
Oh,
want,
fashion.
but I want this
Freezer.
to be a standalone machine.
See,
Have
You don't want
looked
to
into it?
buy a
So
new
you can
fridge.
find
Holy
that.
shit! I did that. You know what? The first one that pops up is $3,000.
So that's
fridge?
what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. Why is it $3,000 when Kevin, this thing I sent to assets is only $550?
Cheap
And it's
Well,
way
no,
cheaper than that. Actually,
No.
So what I'm talking about is I'm seeing
lifetime
a
warranty.
refrigerator freezer unit for
Yeah.
like a new fridge to replace, not just an ice machine.
but
Sorry.
the pellet ice machine Kevin's talking about is like over $3,000.
because it's industrial.
And I'm
grade.
trying to understand the
So the
difference,
components
like the
inside,
reasoning.
Tim, the components inside
Yeah.
are gonna be like, they're made. So like when you buy a fridge, the fridge isn't like you can't just buy a fridge and stick in the like studio. Like if you've got a lot of people, they're gonna open and close it too much, and the fridge will eventually break. I was working at a place Crescendo, the bioscience lab, right? And they had a normal fridge there, and they probably had 50 people in the like part that shared that the kitchen. So they'd open and close the fridge all the time, and 6 months in it broke. So they had to get like an industrial grade commercial fridge that would be able to take that much opening and closing. And that's why I think there's such a difference in the cost between ice machines. Because the ice
But
machine
is
we
this
look
the
at,
same type of ice?
it looks like it is, yeah. I mean, as far as here, hold on. It looks very similar. Now, the thing about the machine is it mixes the ice and water for you. And if that's not worth $3,500, and again, Greg, you have to experience it. You have to experience it because it makes the mixture in a magical way. Go ahead, Andy.
Ice and water.
What is the benefit of a sphere, an ice sphere?
Stronger.
No,
It's a stronger
I
structure.
think it melts more evenly and it waters in your drink less.
It also it tumbles really cool. So that when you're holding a cocktail,
Yeah.
you can roll it, and you're like, oh fuck, I'm a badass.
So if I can
No one
interject
called
here
on
real
you.
quick.
No one called on you. You lost your privilege.
you do-
Well, I'm
you
the
did
host
not
of the
call
show.
on
Can't I
box
call on
water.
myself?
No, I'm
I
sorry.
will
We'll
kick
call
you from
Kinda
this
Funny. Greg Miller from Kind of Funny.
Thank you very much, Nick Scarpino from Kind of Funny. I did the thing where I Googled the fridges and oh my God, this is, $3,000. But then I'm like, this fridge actually looks dope and has a million things going on. Maybe I want to try to get this fridge for free. So I immediately went to Twitter. Maybe I'll just tweet at Samsung about it. And then I scroll down 3 tweets and it's Samsung talking to Andy, because Andy got this unboxing and giveaway. Andy, does your unboxing giveaway person have a connection in the fridge department of Samsung?
I think they have just a warehouse of fridges that we could just kind of pick and choose from whatever you want.
That'd
Because
be really
I'm
cool.
doing that thing where I'm
Different
scrolling way.
appliances.
Oh, okay. I'm scrolling way back on Samsung US, and it's mainly TVs and shit. So like, not many people are talking.
There's,
you're
there's a
trying to get
fridge
fridges?
every once in a while.
You're trying to get a fridge for the new
I want to
place.
get. I mean,
No,
yeah.
so-
Well, first off, full stop. If I can get a fridge that has the fucking the cubes, sure. And you know how much we cook? We cook all the time.
You do cook a lot. That's what I'm gonna say though. Like, make sure you don't get the fridge that hangs out too much. That's all I'll say. It's a pet peeve.
Well,
of
I
mine
mean,
when
this
your
the
refrigerator
one I'm looking at is
too long,
$3,000.
hangs out
Which,
too
no
much.
offense to me, I don't buy fridges ever. Never have I. It sounds ridiculous, but it's got the French doors that double open.
Mhm.
Then it's got this weird. Here, Kevin, I'll just send it to you because this is fridge for somebody who's never bought a refrigerator. I'm looking at fridge technology here and assets, and like
Can you
they've
bring
got
the
like
fridge in and show us?
it's the thing where I open it this way, and then there's like another door there. Then there's a mid door. Then there's a big freezer
This
door.
is they're real. And again, this is like the fanciest fridge you can get right now. That they
That's a
have.
nice fridge.
I think
That
technically
is a
they
nice
have a
fridge.
fridge with a screen on it, like a full-on TV. But
Yeah, I've
this
seen
You
is,
don't need that.
yeah, you don't need that. It's got the two.
You can-
Andy, what did
Greg,
Samsung
maybe you-
give you?
Samsung gave me a monitor.
Hey, Samsung.
They were like, "Man, you're fucking really good at video games."
Did they say that? They said that.
Yeah.
They were actually really impressed with Andy's gaming.
It has a picture built in. This is like when you go to Nick. You'll get this reference when you open a Rolls Royce door and it's raining. So you pop out the built-in umbrella. You know.
Oh my God, they do have those in the door. Yeah.
It's so
Greg,
fucking
how
cool.
about I think what the solution is here. We get a refrigerator for you with the TV screen. That way I can fucking beat your dumb ass at Mario Golf on another TV screen anywhere else. Like we have another place, and then you open the door and you eat your sadness away.
Why
Like a
don't
pathetic
you
piece of
focus
shit
on
you
beating
are.
me at everybody's golf? You couldn't do that, and now you're trying to think just because it's a brand new game, you're going to be able to
I'll
beat me there.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna fucking
Oh my
whip your
God,
ass.
Andy! All right,
I'm
you were
going to-
fast in the UK. You beat me in a race there. Just hang your hat on that the rest of your life. All right. Just sit on that. Just let that be your
wanna
fucking narrative. Don't come
destroy
out of
you.
like, well, I couldn't beat him at everybody's golf, but Mario Golf, that's a different. Where were you during Mario Golf World Tour? Where were you during Mario Golf? I didn't get it. As soon as I fucked it up, I was like,
Yeah.
are they gonna let me go? Are they
You
gonna let
can't
me
do
go?
it.
They
No.
wouldn't let me go.
Not with these jackals. They're way the
Tim-
hyenas are weighing
In the
pounds.
chat, Joshy G. Garl. Hold on. Hey, Samsung US. You gave at the Andy Cortez a monitor.
let's
Could
put it
you
this
give
way.
me this crazy fridge?
Tim worked really
I didn't
hard
know
on that
fridge
Samsung
technology had
sponsorship.
advanced this far,
And Tim,
it
we're
seems
about
really
to
cool.
lose Samsung as a client right now.
You know what? We might get a fridge out of it. You know what I
Tim-
mean?
Might-
fair.
you might-
We're talking about
Tim,
it
while
on
researching,
the
Greg, mute your mic.
podcast now, so it's already working. You know.
Tim, while researching the machine that I love so much,
Mhm.
it does have a close-up picture of the nuggets that it makes, and they are very clearly different, very slightly, but different than the nuggets that the other machine makes. Now, those are more cylindrical in their shape, and these are more I don't know.
Nugget-like.
jagged, which means more surface area for melting.
Jagged
I think
edge.
that might be their secret.
Tag a little pill.
Great.
God.
I can't
What did they
express to
say?
you guys how badly I want this fucking machine.
What they say?
I'm refreshing.
What did they say?
So
They
this
haven't
new
responded
fridge
yet.
is, I think this one included, Craig, that you're looking at. It's crazy where if you've been to Best Buy recently, I have for sure, and I
haven't,
definitely
no.
played with all the fridges. Their door, it's like you touch it, and then it goes whoop, and then you can see into it
No,
What
I
the
don't,
fuck? What's in
I
the
don't think this
fridge?
one does that.
without
That's
actually opening the door.
Why do you need that? Don't you know what's in your fridge?
Well, no.
Tell me what's in your fridge right now.
What's in my fridge right
In the
now?
right order. In the right order.
And then
I'll
take
tell
a
you.
picture and prove
I
it.
literally can tell you exactly what's in my fridge right now.
They're
Okay.
fucking
Do you want to hear
But
it?
does that
Yeah, I
stop
do.
you from
Stop
opening
stalling.
it to look
Stop
in it?
stalling. Tell me what it is.
I have a 2-liter bottle of Diet 7-Up unopened. I had this one here, but it's here with me right now. Middle shelf, I have 2 full things of omega-3 enriched eggs from TJ's, brand new. I just ate the
Nice.
third one. And then I have 2 packets of turkey, Trader Joe's turkey, 1 Brita water filter, and a
fuckload of
pitcher.
Arizona tea.
No, I threw those out. Thank God. Danielle was like, "Are we done with the teas?" And I was like, "We are done with the teas. They are currently waiting to be thrown out." And then in the freezer, I have one packet of Trader Joe's turkey burgers and one packet of Trader Joe's salmon patties, and some ice. That is it.
And some mice.
Ice.
What do you have animals in your fridge for?
Because I like to feed them to my pet snake.
He got him.
This is what I'm going to tell you guys. The thing is this, Tim. I think what you're really trying to solve for is not necessarily the ice problem. It's how do I keep my freezer clean? Because that is the issue. A lot when I look in someone's freezer and it's just like it clearly hasn't been cleaned out in years and everything's got the freezer burn. It's disgusting.
That's not the issue. I can speak because like I often eat ice at people's house, including Tim's house. The problem is Tim doesn't like the ice that his machine makes, so he doesn't use it. So then it's just been there for 6 months.
No.
Well, again,
Well,
remember, we're trying to get
ice.
to the point that Tim's going to show us this little countertop ice machine, but now he sent another one here. That's the LG thing where you knock twice on it. You literally knock twice on this fucking thing to look in it.
Yeah, Kev, can you bring up this video? We don't need audio, but this is what I'm talking about. This is technology where it's like, there's this.
Do you wonder if that? Do you wonder if this saves energy? Like not that it's a crazy amount of. It is really okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Like the idea was just to be cool.
The other one that we just showed, the Samsung one, has a door that you can open that like is like a barrier that keeps the fridge like it's almost like you didn't open it and you can grab drinks from that.
I wish it wasn't a see-through. I wish it was just a display showing you the inside in a way that was like virtualized, so like you could animate, like you could get it themed.
Andy,
what's up, Kev?
Would it shock you to know that there's technology being made where there's going to be cameras in the fridge and they're going to be like, oh, fuck, you're almost out of milk. Ping your
I know that. Yeah, I know about. Go ahead, Greg Miller.
Oh, sorry. Thank you very much, Andy Cortez from Kind of Funny. I'd like everybody, if you don't mind, to mute your microphones real quick, except Nick. I need just Nick for this.
Okay.
Thank you. So, Nick, I know that you don't judge me. And I know that you also understand a good joke. You're a comedian. You're good, you know, a good punchline and stuff.
Yeah.
So here's where we're going to start. All right. How much oxygen is in a refrigerator when the door is closed?
How much oxygen is in the whatever the square foot or cubic square footage of
how many breaths do you get out of that though? It's not like instantaneous eyes, right?
Maybe 10, maybe 20.
I think what we do is we get if Samsung doesn't come through with their crazy fridge, we try to get the LG crazy fridge, right? Okay. And then once we get it with the tap door, we put Porty in it and we shut it just for like literally 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. Then I do the knock. We start the video. I do the knock thing. And Porty's in the fridge. That's a funny video. Okay. But we do it real quick. We put no animals were harmed in the making of this video. And if he does get harmed in the making of the video, we just don't post it. We hide it. And we never talk about it again. All right.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. And then we just, I mean, the thing about Porty right now is that he's so slow that
he won't even know anything's wrong for the longest time.
I just mean if something were to happen to him, you could probably keep him in the back of the shot for a long time because he doesn't move that much anymore anyway. We just stuff him and put him back there. I think it's fine. Tax it.
Right, Kevin talks. You can unmute your microphone.
What I thought was going to happen was that Greg was going to say, everybody mute your mic. But in his mind, he thought he was saying, take the sound off. And I thought he was going to say, we stick Andy inside of a refrigerator. Which I was going to be like, Greg, I just muted my mic. I didn't mute the sound. I can hear you still. I thought this was
I never gamble with you, Andy. I never gamble with you.
Gamble everything for love.
Yep, exactly.
I feel like we probably could get Andy in there, and that would be even funnier.
You'd break the shelves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I feel like those shelves aren't meant to hold a human body, and that's
probably
too expensive.
Yeah, probably not.
I saw him putting like a beef tenderloin in here. They're putting a big old beef tenderloin in there. You put Porty in there, he's gonna be fine.
I could After Effects it. You give me the shot with a little green in the background.
But now we've fallen into the problem with cinema in 2021. Everything's computer generated, no practical effects. All right,
it's true.
So in your mind, in any way is cinema.
If we're here, there's a reason Ghostbusters holds up and Ghostbusters
existed.
2016 doesn't. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Greg wants believability with these 30-second Instagram videos. He wants people to really understand.
It's like TikToks now.
I don't do TikTok, Greg. I don't know what that means.
You will though. You will.
Greg is ready for TikTok. I saw you kind of making it official.
Put on my second TikTok today. Yeah.
You had been teetering on the edge for so long. A lot of the press was wondering, are you going to make it official?
it's just like YouTube, right? Where, you know, when I launched the channel that would become this company and change all of your lives. One of the things was I didn't start off making it winging it with Greg Miller, right? That I needed to learn how to use YouTube. I need to become a student of YouTube. And that's what I did with TikTok, where I've been watching a lot of TikToks for a long time. And I've seen what gets clicks on TikTok.
Please just do that thing where you snap your fingers and you go from being in like a sweatsuit to being in like an evening gown.
Oh, sure. Yeah. What's under the sweats thing? Yeah. I'd rather do one of the ones where you walk in and you're like, what is this? And you pick up the boot and you throw the boot, but then you kick the boot, but then you're in the fucking sexy outfit when you're like
in the boot and you're like, how do I get out of this fucking boot?
What I need to do, again, Nick, here's what I'm going to say, Nick. You remember the old days of youtube.com/
Yeah, Tim, it is a small boot, but I'm in it. I'm stuck in it.
Nick doesn't have a frame of reference. So in Nick's mind, they're now in a giant boot. They're inside of a boot.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I get a lot of TikTok videos sent to me, mostly by Kevin, and I understand all of the trends on TikTok.
They're very specific. Nick only gets like cute animals and people like hurting themselves.
Yeah, that's all I want. That's all I imagine TikTok.
I'm just saying, Nick, we tackle this the way we tackled youtube.com/Game Over Greggy, where you come over on a Saturday, we ordered a pizza, and then you just film me making a bunch of TikToks. And I knock them all out, and then we just space them out over some weeks.
Here's what
we'll do. The boot thing. I'm a Ghostbuster all of a sudden. I go from normal to Ghostbuster. I'm in my sweats. Then I do the snap. Then I'm not in my sweats anymore.
Here's what I think all of your TikTok videos should be. Sure. Can I pitch you on this concept?
I'd love to hear. For the record, we are now opening the table for everyone to give me the pitch for what they think my TikTok channel should be. Because right now we do have an identity problem over on TikTok, Game Over Greggy. Except the O in over is a 0 because some motherfucker stole my name.
Damn,
it's okay. I think you still have my login to TikTok. I don't know how to log into my TikTok. I do still have yours
from when we made it, but like we are accepting it because right now we have an identity problem. We have 2 TikToks up. One is Portillo being very cute and me being sad and me using one of the funny songs for that. And the other is me just being an old man yelling at TikTok people for not liking Superman. So there's like 2 different directions the channel could go. I think we should choose an identity soon. But Nick, I'd like to hear your pitch.
What I'd like to see you do is something with cooking, right? Where you cook a very, very nice meal, right? You have that meal and and it's healthy and you're about to eat it. And then Jen comes by and she snaps and everything turns to Oreos. Every time you're going to do anything with anything, it turns to Oreos and you have to eat them. So you're about to put the boot on, you flick the boot, all of a sudden you're covered completely naked. The boot
doesn't have to be
completely naked in Oreos.
Andy, your time for pitching my TikTok channel is coming. This is Nick's moment, all right? As a quick aside, Nick, I did find 2 different flavors of Oreos we've never reviewed, and I bought those, so we need to film that soon.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm down for that.
All right. I thank you for your pitch. I respect you. Namaste. Andy, what's your pitch for my TikTok channel?
Where are you going to stay? Terrible. It's a terrible joke.
That was great. This is why you're the #1 pitch so far for the TikTok.
Damn, that was so good. Andy, what do you got? Bring the heat.
I mean, honestly, I don't have anything crazy. What I would like is maybe we take TikTok serious in the way that I get, Marvel news from certain TikTokers, and the way that I get sports kind of news from certain TikTokers. I think we get certain breakouts from Games Daily or from PS I Love You, and it's just here's a 30-second breakout. Yeah, fucking Kojima did blah blah blah. That's crazy. What do we think? It's crazy, blah blah blah, and that's it. And then we fucking launch to the top, and we have our link all over the place. Like the words kind of funny are showered over this graphic, smileys. Left and right. These so many smileys. You'll be thinking so many smileys everywhere, and so we post those daily. And I think that would draw and possibly make us really popular. I think. And also shout out to Edwin. This is a random shout out. Because Greg mentioned somebody has Game Over Greggy and you were not happy about that. I looked into Tim, I'm already kind of pre-preparing. I was like, when I'm out there in the Halo battlefield, and Tim is grabbing a weapon and he looks up at the screen and sees not Maximum Cortez. He sees Nitro Rifle.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do I get the Nitro Rifle name? Damn, somebody has it already. Found the profile, found their Twitter. Oh, they follow me. Oh, this person owns all the Nitro Rifle tags everywhere.
Good.
Oh, and they're a fan of us and Alana Pierce and a lot of other people in the industry. And I was like, hey, would you mind if I paid you for the name? And he was like, so the day's finally come, huh? And he posted the picture of Thanos, kind of waiting there. I love it. Awesome. And he was like, I was like, wait, so how long have you had this name for? And he was like, honestly, I got a lot of the names when you first mentioned it, when you had joined Kind of Funny. And I was just kind of like, I've been waiting for this just in case you ever wanted to do this. And I was like, well, fuck. So I took PSN new name, Xbox new name, and he still has Nitro Rifle on Twitter. But it's like I'll probably never change that because I'll lose my verification. But anyway, shout out to you, Edwin.
Good job.
And let's find the person who has Game Over Greg and let's talk to him.
I mean,
yeah, you go there, nothing's happening.
That sucks, man.
What's up, Kev?
I don't know that there is a person that has Game Over Greggy.
I mean, there was when I tried to do it.
That's
There
bullshit.
might not be now.
How can I undo my thing and do it?
Yeah,
and
you
change it?
can.
We brought in Roger Pocorni. Don't try to steal it from me right now. You'll fuck it up if you try to do it. Roger Pocorni, you're here. Andy wants you to make TikTok videos for us.
Sorry, I opened up TikTok and it was so loud.
It's so loud.
It was so loud.
Oh my god, on browser.
Hey,
oh
Roger's
my god.
here.
What's up?
But what's up? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Andy pitched that you make TikToks every day for us.
Okay.
Oh no, I just pitched that. Roger, I was, Greg is like
Company meeting now,
this-
and Andy's giving you work.
Sure.
Greg is holding this session, and he's like, Nick, pitch me what TikToks I should do. And Nick said things should
Everything
be Oreos,
yeah.
and he's wearing a boot. I'm not really sure what.
I
Nick
don't think
was
you
pitching.
understand. I don't think you understood the vision. Roger, let me explain to you, and you'll get it because you're younger and smarter and faster than Andy.
Okay.
Everything Greg does turns to Oreos.
Mhm.
Done. That's it.
Tell him about the
Everything he
boot.
does. Greg's got a boot, floats it up in the air. Boot turns into 1,000 Oreos. Showers his naked body with them. He has to eat his way out, or he dies.
Oh, this took a turn. I didn't expect that.
Oh,
turn.
yeah, we're gonna have emotions in this. A lot of emotions. This is gonna feel. You're gonna feel because of this.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, great news, everybody. I got Game Over Greggy on TikTok. Maybe I wasn't using it right, or maybe that person disappeared. Hold on.
God bless you.
Wait, did you really? That's
Yeah,
amazing.
sweet little angel.
So then-
For real, when I started it a long time ago, I couldn't do it.
So then I pitched Roger that when Greg, I'm going to TikTok.com/GameOverGreg. It's not popping up 404.
Uh-oh.
He just
404.
got it. You gotta wait for that to ping the server.
works for mine.
Chill out.
Oh, it works on your end. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
TikTok.com/@GameOverGreggy. That's what you need to put in.
Oh, there it is. I see it.
There it is.
So then I pitched to Greg. I would love to, in the way that I get Marvel news or entertainment news or sports news from a lot of different TikTokers that's what they sort of specialize in. What if we just had like a daily, maybe hourly, maybe half hourly?
Wow.
We just have clips nonstop rolling out there. You're sleeping 2 hours a day, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's just we're just pumping these fucking videos out there, and people are getting their video game news on TikTok, and they know the place to go. They know, oh, what's the breakdown of this and this thing? I go to so and so to find out what happened in the Loki episode. I go to Kind of Funny to find out what happened with Ubisoft and Beyond Good and Evil 2. You know?
Yeah. I think it's doable. You know what I mean? Like, it's not different enough for my sleep schedule, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't sleep much anyways. So, I mean, that
Exactly.
works.
You were editing stuff for me at 10 o'clock last night. I had to tell you, don't do that. Stop doing
You
that.
gave me the work to do. You told me to do it.
I
did.
did. I told you at a normal hour when to do it.
I'm CC'd. It says immediately or else. I don't know why.
At 4:58, I was like, "Hey, these two things," and I didn't say
And
do
there's
them
a
right
photo
now.
of
And then
Greg
you're
holding
sending me
his
shit
fist
at
up to the
fucking 7
camera.
o'clock.
Yeah, he's fucking in a gun. for
Immediately
no
or
reason.
else.
There's a gun and a cigarette in his fist.
I want to
man.
combine a couple of these ideas for the Greg Miller TikTok. The Kind of Funny TikTok. I think Andy's spot on. We should be doing that, making money, profiting,
Do we have a Kinda Funny
popularity,
TikTok?
all of that stuff. It'll be great.
We have an
But-
unofficial one that is run by Fox to the Future.
Yeah, they
just
told
kinda
us we could
post
have it when we
clips of
wanted
random
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
But
It's
at
kind of funny
Kinda
games
it-
though.
Yeah, at Kind of Funny.
Well, you just talked
is-
about games, right? I assure you, if we had TikTok at Kind of Funny and we were just like, man, ice is cool. Like nobody's none of the fucking teens watching this, they're bebopping around and wanting to hear about threesomes and fucking Harry Saxton, right?
No,
They're
no,
not
no, no,
like, you know what I need to hear about is fucking ice pellets.
There's a ton of it. No. There's a ton of like random clips that I'll get from people I have no idea who they are from their own podcast, and they're talking about whatever. Not even pop culture news, not even entertainment news. It's just a stupid conversation. Like here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post that Pepperoni Diplomacy Act video. We'll see
Nice.
how that hits.
Well, that's kind
I
of funny
want-
content.
I want to see. Well, it's all came from up here. I want to see Nick
We'll do
Scarpino's
it on
clip
Monday.
of
Wait,
"Stop
wait,
Calling Me." I want to see that on TikTok.
That's
Like,
funny.
there's so many of these
Good clip.
opportunities. You know,
Yeah,
gotta-
definitely.
we got to do it. We got to do it. I'm looking up Kind of Funny games. What do we got up there?
Can you bring up what I sent to assets, and can you go to the 15-second mark, please? Because my
Greg,
pitch
what?
is that all Greg does is take what Nick said of just turning things into Oreos, but it's always porty. We just always turn porty into different things. That
Yeah.
way, I don't know that I'm standing with this fridge idea. I'll leave like that one's up to you. But just
Roger.
in general, turning
Yes.
porty into different things is fantastic.
You're one of the funniest people we've ever met in our lives.
Yeah, you're funny.
If one of the TikToks on the newly found channel by Andy Cortez, tiktok.com/gameovergreggy. If one of them was me with it starts up whatever, and there's a refrigerator, and I knock on it, and the glass goes transparent, and Porty's in the fridge, wouldn't that be funny?
See, I gotta be honest, guys. A lot of these bits feel like 2007, 2008 bits. You know what I mean? Like they feel a little bit outdated. I think
you.
Andy's is on the pulse a little bit. I like the idea that we just have one day where it's just 30 minutes. We're just updating everybody on the dumbest news all the time. I think it's a good idea. But
I don't know if he
this
says dumb news.
yeah, but I mean, like I
That's what
think
it's
that would
gonna
be
be.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to become. I mean, if there's not that much video game news happening all the time. You know what I mean? Look at Kind of
But
Funny Games Daily.
Counterpoint though, Roger. Counterpoint. Kev, can you hit play on this so Roger can see what we're dealing with?
Vegetables can taste like real food. Watch. Veronica Belmont.
That's all we need is a smoke effect. Nick can make
Exactly.
it happen just like this.
Yeah.
Tell me
That's a good
that's not
jump.
genius content.
Ew.
That is a great commercial. We did great.
That was a
work
great
there.
commercial. Yeah.
Turn it
Tim
into
Look at how
licking
good
his
Porty
lip.
was being back then.
Watch-
Wait, so
look
that's
at-
not.
Look at Tim licking his lips. Watch. Hold on.
Why am I?
I like hot dogs.
Ew.
That's some acting. That is some acting. He wants to
Thank you.
eat my wiener. I love it.
Sure.
Why am I expecting every commercial to be a Dorito commercial?
Oh, that was on our
That
channel.
was a dark time in our lives.
Yeah.
That was
Huh.
a Super Bowl commercial, which I guess
What?
the Doritos one word. Did you guys see Matt Batson recreated one of the
Yes.
Doritos
So
commercials?
good.
They're hilarious.
Another one. Ah, what a crazy motherfucker. I love what
crazy.
we do here.
Me too.
What do we
If you
do
didn't
here,
know, ladies
Greg?
and gentlemen? This is the Kind of Funny podcast. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each coming to bullshit with each other about whatever it is they want to bullshit about. If you like that, you can head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where, of course, for a couple of bucks, you could get each and every episode early. How early? You could be watching us record it live right now on patreon.com/kindafunny, just like Lexi G, DJ Kento, and Chance Carter R. Of course, if you have no bucks to toss our way, and of course on patreon.com/kindafunny, you can submit your topics and get your name read as a Patreon producer and all of the other jazz, yada, yada, yada. Exclusive shows, you know the rigmarole. If you have no bucks toss our way, no big deal. YouTube.com/kindafunny, roosterteeth.com, and podcast services around the globe each and every week, twice a week, often with a guest. We hang out, shoot the shit, have fun with you. Some housekeeping for you. Remember, Loki reactions are happening, and they are going up each and every Wednesday on youtube.com/kindafunny. And of course, the Kinda Funny reaction podcast feed, right? We still have that? Is that where it goes? Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
That sounds right.
That sounds right. That checks out. Is it
Mhm.
not in review? It's Tim walked
It's
away.
reactions.
At a bad time.
It's
Is it
reactions.
All right, cool.
Reactions is like, yeah, I had to do it's a whole thing. Greg.
All
Whole
right,
thing.
cool. You can get that, of course, youtube.com/kindafunny podcast services around the globe. Thank you to our Patreon producers. Oh, no, hold on. I screwed this up because I recorded that's his Patreon producers for the last time, which would be that I copied.
It's because it's this week, right? It's the end of June.
But no, I wrote that. Let's, I'm already there. We're just going to ride it out, Nick. All right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried at all.
You're
I'm
worried
worried
about
about ice though.
I'm a little worried.
Thank you to our Patreon producers, Donovan Harkness, Joshua Schroeder, Delaney Twinning, Julian the Gluten-Free Gamer, Steve Powers, and Donovan Harkness. One more time. Today, we're brought to you by MeUndies and Canva, and I'll tell you about them right now. This podcast is brought to you by MeUndies. MeUndies finally launched a new collection that's as comfy as cotton, because that's what it is. An underwear company making stretch cotton undies groundbreaking. But really, though, it kind of is. MeUndies launched 2 fabrics before cotton, so why now? They're so happy you asked. MeUndies wants you to find comfort every day, which is why their stretch cotton fabric was designed with yours in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Greg Miller, and as you know, I love MeUndies. I have forever, and I am in the need need for some new MeUndies. Because of course, a long time ago, I ordered my first pair, thought they were super soft, and I said, you know what? Threw away the rest of my underwear. Been riding out these undies within the other set of undies I ordered, but now they got new undies. Let's talk about them. MeUndies believes comfort is something we're all entitled to. Their new stretch cotton collection offers everyday undies, bralettes, socks, and under tees. And just like MeUndies micromodal fabric, their organic stretch cotton is also sustainable and designed to be the softest thing you've ever worn. Available in sizes XS to 4XL, MeUndies offers countless styles, cuts, and limited edition prints to choose from, so you can be comfortable to your core. Because whatever you wear, whoever you are, and however you got there, comfort is for you. Roger, throw it up. This is an image of Tim at Disneyland for the celebration of Avengers Campus. Don't worry about where he's at though. Worry about the fact that this man is wearing head to toe MeUndies. The shirt, the underwear, the shorts, the socks, all MeUndies. This man is so crazy about MeUndies, you have to understand that we love MeUndies that much, and that's why you should get on this train. MeUndies has a great offer for my listeners. Any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has their problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any product for any reason, they'll refund or exchange it. No caveats, no questions. To get 15% off your first order and free shipping, go to MeUndies.com/morning. That's MeUndies.com/morning. Our next sponsor? Why, it's Canva Pro. Canva Pro is the easy-to-use design platform that has everything you need to design like a pro. Whether you're a professional designer or just getting started, Canva Pro can help boost you and your team's productivity and creativity. It's a quick, easy, and affordable way to design whatever you need. No matter what you're creating and sharing, Canva Pro has everything you need in one place, including a collection of over 75 million premium photos, videos, audio, and graphics. Plus, Canva Pro comes with time-saving tools that simplify and speed up the creative process. You can get all this and more with just one Canva Pro subscription. How do we know so much about Canva Pro? Because Tim and Roger have been using it. Tim was doing to do some graphic stuff we needed to send out some people. Roger using it to edit videos, just like the one you're doing. Roger, why not put a Canva Pro image right here? Wow, look at that. That's from Canva Pro. We've been using it. We love it. It's helpful. And again, these are time-saving tools that are helpful if you're creating anything that would need anything like photos, videos, audios, or graphic. Of course, that's why we love it, why you should be using it, and everybody should too. So design like a pro with Canva Pro. Right now, you can get a free 45-day extended trial when you use my promo code. Just go to canvapro.com/kindafunny to get your free 45-day extended trial. That's canva.me/kindafunny. CanvaPro.me/kindafunny. Roger, toss in a Canva Pro sound right now. Wow, that was fantastic. Wouldn't you like that in your videos? Get at it. All right. Are we ever going to talk about the ice machine you want to put on your countertop? We started there, and I feel like we've drifted so far.
I don't know.
A lot of it.
Move on.
A lot of it at this point is Tim. It's like if I were to try to cook, like I don't even know the questions I want to ask.
Anyway,
you know. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the problem that we're running into.
Did Roger use it?
Speaking of TikTok, I saw a TikTok that kind of blew my brain about weather.
Okay.
And some guy was like, life's never been the same since I found out what 30% chance of rain means.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what that actually, I thought I knew what it meant my whole life.
Does it mean there's a 30% chance that day is going to rain?
No, because what it means is they are reporting for a certain area. And 30% of the area will see rain.
Which in actuality doesn't change much about the probability there, but it is a different thing.
It
does, though, in the sense that like it might not.
The areas aren't that large though, so it's like
in San Francisco they are.
It's the high likelihood.
Yeah, but like it's the wording. It's what they've been saying this whole time that I always thought was one thing, and it's definitely not. Like if I see 90%, I see what you're saying though, Tim. Like, but the idea that it's location based, blew my mind. I had no idea that was a thing. And if it's 80% chance of rain, you could live in the 20% where there is no rain. You could live in that small pocket.
Well, that's the thing. So it's like San Francisco can have a 60% chance of, or let's say 90% chance of rain, right?
Right.
But you can look by district or whatever. And if you look by district, if you look in the part that is part of that 10%, it'll be a 5% chance of rain or whatever. But like San Francisco as a whole is 90.
Crazy.
That's crazy to me. I did
Greg,
not
you
know
look
that.
blown.
I thought it was just 30% chance of rain.
Nutty.
That was it.
That's a nutty thing to say, and I didn't see it coming. I won't lie.
Yeah,
didn't see it coming.
I dude, trust me. Last night was rough. Last night was a long night. Making this, like I'm prepping. Last night I'm like, I gotta prep for I gotta prep for Tempe, Arizona festivities. Tiesta.
Yeah, you got back here quick. You got back pretty quick.
Quick flight. 2 hours. But I'm prepping for all of that, and then I see this TikTok. I'm like, I'm rattled. I'm rattled right now. What am I gonna do?
I understand that.
TikTok, a lot of people want to talk shit about it, but
Just
every
me.
once in a while, you sort of get that enlightening kind of moment. You go, holy shit, I didn't know that. And for most part, it's like, pretty funny person, pretty funny video. Wow, my world is rocked.
Yeah.
How am I going to recover?
Mm-hmm.
Never will. It's okay though.
Can't do it. Nobody
They
can.
knew you.
I have a TikTok that keeps blowing up because people keep going back to fight in the comments, and I love it.
We keep going back to fight in the comments.
Yeah. I posted a video talking shit about one of the characters in Mass Effect. Ashley, she's like the space racist.
Ashley sucks. She's
the one who's like, I hate aliens. I don't trust these aliens. Blah blah blah. Yeah. And there's a moment where she tries to crack a joke, and I just say, Ashley, shut the fuck up. And it's like if you agree. And all of the comments started blowing up, and then people defending her started going in there. And then it's just a nonstop argument in the comments, but I keep on racking up views, and it's like at 109,000 views now. It's amazing. And people just keep going back and arguing, and it's fantastic.
Love it.
Get them.
So
those views.
This is where I'm at, Andy. I did not know TikTok had comments.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
No idea. I thought it was just basically you see the video and then you make your own video based on that video, and then someone else makes their video based on your video, and it just keeps going, and it's super confusing to me.
Yeah, you just keep there's definitely like a community kind of aspect to it. And one thing also some people also do, Nick, is they will make a video, like you can see a comment. Let's say I see a comment from there. If Greg goes to that video and comments, fuck you, Annie, this is a stupid video. Mm-hmm. I can click that video, or I can click that comment and turn that comment into a video.
Mm-hmm.
To where I can say, like,
is that how they get the black text on the screen with like the TikTok color scheme or whatever?
No, I think that's like just custom stuff, but I can like click a comment and then say, make this into a TikTok, and then the comment will kind of be pinned on the top. And I could say, hey, good question. Good question. I'm gonna fucking roast your bitch ass.
Is that how they do it with like when someone like posts a video of themselves and then they do this thing where you're on the side of it all of a sudden?
No,
someone
stitching.
Else.
That's
stitching. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, TikTok, it's so complicated. There's so many random, crazy ways that people edit and just use their phone to edit a video. I can't imagine how much battery they use on their phone. But
it's just constantly plugged in. They can't go out anymore.
All that shit is just way too complicated. It's way too complicated for me. I don't even want to look into it. And then this whole weather thing happens. It's just wow. What's this world coming to?
Wow.
I don't even know if I want to be in the digital space anymore now because of this weather thing. It was just intense.
The digital space.
I want to go all analog. I'm gonna throw my phone out the window and I'm just gonna get some Tic Tacs and put them in my mouth.
Oh,
and then Greg, I'm gonna call you on a landline and I'm gonna TikTok to you while the Tic Tacs are in my mouth.
This fucking
Nick,
guy.
Grant Burton writes into patreon.com/kindafunny, just like you can, and says, who are your celebrity mommy and daddy? Interpret this however you want.
Yeah.
Nick, you have the floor.
Who are my celebrity mommy and daddies? Geez, I've never thought about that question before. I'll just say,
clear your mind.
I'll say if I could have a mom and dad that's like a surrogate mom and dad, I would pick Tom Segura and Christina P because they're hilarious and they do Your Mom's House podcast and they're completely and totally, they're deviants. They're comics, stand-up comics.
Okay.
They're crazy and they're really funny.
That's just a very funny way to put it.
Okay.
I was just listening to one of their podcasts.
Who's your celebrity mommy and daddy?
I mean, immediately, I've said for decades at this point that my celebrity dad is Optimus Prime, and I stand by that.
Sure.
Mom,
sure.
A little more difficult. First person to pop into my mind is Elizabeth Olsen, but
She's younger than you though, so.
But this interpret however you want. Interpret it however you want. There's nothing right. There's nothing wrong.
She's probably a couple years older.
She's 1 year younger than me. We have the same birthday, and that's why we're meant to be.
Wow.
Okay, I'll let her know.
Yeah, she's a couple months older than me. So
that works. I guess that makes sense.
In celebrity land, yeah.
Who's your daddy and what does he do? What movie?
Andy, who's your celebrity mommy? Daddy?
It's so tough. I don't even know where to go with this. There's so many different options. Celebrities, right?
Celebrity mommy, daddy.
My mind goes fictional. I don't know why my mind goes to fictional characters.
Do it?
Because I'm thinking of George Lopez and his wife from the George Lopez show, but not the real George Lopez, just the parents.
I love that.
Them as the characters,
That's fantastic.
That makes sense. I understand.
And then mom, pretty attractive. Maybe there's something there too.
With you?
Who knows?
Are you her biological son?
Yeah, I don't. The universe you've written here. I don't know where we are anymore with your relationship to the fictional people.
Stepson.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But like from George's side.
Like, I think we should move on.
I met George Lopez at an E3 once.
Did you really?
Yeah, he was playing. There was a Super Nintendo hooked up at the video game museum thing, and he was playing Mario World, and he was just swearing. He was really pissed off at it. It was just like, hey, George Lopez, there's new games over
That's
there.
cool.
Did he think he was playing? Did he think he was playing something brand new?
I don't know. I'm not.
I'm sure he was being filmed or something.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
He was just mad.
Kind
He
of
probably
wandering
brought his
around.
kid.
It definitely had that vibe of he had 10 minutes to kill until he was supposed to walk on the Ubisoft stage and be like, hey, just dance, and then everyone dances and all the outfits and stuff. God, E3. I missed
Tim, were you with me when we were walking around the Nintendo booth and we saw Sinbad?
Yes.
That was us,
Yes.
right? And Tim was like, is that Sinbad? And I'm like, yes, it is. He's so tall.
I miss all that shit.
I know, man. We'll get back to there.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I was thinking that maybe George Lopez wanted to be spotted and recorded and was hoping that somebody would kind of record him.
I can
Similar in a way that I saw a TikTok of people being sung happy birthday, and Shia LaBeouf is in the back singing along. And it is a delightful little video of them singing to this mom, and the mom's they're at a, I don't know, TGI Fridays or some fucking restaurant, and the mom's just happy birthday. The whole group is singing to her, but the person recording is really kind of focusing on Shia LaBeouf,
focusing it on
the table right behind her, and he's kind of singing along too. He's it's great. It's just a really cool little video.
I feel like that's a Carlos Mencia move, not a George Lopez move. George Lopez does too much.
Too much class.
Too little. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to be.
Do something for sure.
Carlos Mencia, remember that whole?
I do remember that.
I do remember that. I've done copious hours of internet rabbit holes on that with Bad Boy. That's a crazy story.
Mm-hmm.
He's still
Explain it real quick.
Carlos Mencia steals a lot of jokes from a lot of people to the point where when he used to go to the Comedy Store, people used to go, I'm not going up on stage anymore. And it was a very, very well known thing that he would go on the road. He would bring in openers, that people that he thought was good. And he would legitimately help mentor these people. But then if he wanted to, he would just steal your jokes. And so at one point, Joe Rogan introduced him at the Comedy Store as Carlos Mencia. And then Carlos got pissed. And then they had it out in front of a audience. They literally gave both of them mics, and Rogan was like, you fucking steal things, everyone's tired of it. And because Carlos Mencia was so big at the time and Joe Rogan was only doing Fear Factor, he got kicked out of the Comedy Store and he left. He didn't come back to the Comedy Store until they got a new booker, and he invited him back and said, hey man, I'm trying to change the culture here, and you're pivotal to that, please come back. And that, a lot of people say, that ushered in the new era of what the Comedy Store is today, which is all the big heavy hitters coming back to work out there.
It's ridiculous. I remember obviously pieces of that. I don't remember as well as you do being invested in the comedy scene, but it's ridiculous how huge. And I don't know if obviously time moves so quickly. And I think it was, I think of Comedy Central, and so I don't know. We're talking about early 2000s when Carlos Mencia was
late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah,
he was so fucking huge. And then I remember this happening and him just disappearing.
Yeah,
and I'm on his social media now, right? And he's got 41,000 Twitter followers and
Mhm.
41,000 Instagram followers. And I'm not, obviously those are a lot of numbers, blah, 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 but not compared to when you were like fucking doing sold out, stadium shows, doing these. You had your own show on Comedy
He got the
Central.
mind immense. Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like, I mean, he's funny. He is funny. It's just, he stole people's stuff and that's just not cool, and I've never seen him do stand up. So I can't speak to like what his writing abilities are now, but it's just really sad that you take advantage of your coworker. I mean, those are your coworkers and your peers that way. And it sucks because obviously the story has a very happy ending for Rogan, who, went on to then have the biggest podcast on the freaking planet and then help rebuild the Comedy Store and then become pretty much the, aside from like Dave Chappelle, one of the top 3 working comics in the industry today. But like, it's just like if you watch that content, I forgot who was filming. I want to say it was like Ari Shaffir, someone was filming this whole thing happening. And then he went outside and started asking the comics like, hey, does Carlos Mencia steal stuff? And every single one of the comics they asked was like, oh yeah, like undoubtedly.
I remember downloading this video on Kazaa. Dude, this is in a time where like things weren't even like YouTube wasn't the same thing it is now. And it's like it existed, but people weren't uploading videos like this. I remember it's taking days to download this thing, but it was like the talk of the town of like, yo, you need to see this fucking video. Like shit gets crazy.
But like he would, it's not like he was like, oh, I went to a show and somebody had a funny joke. And there is something like a lot of comics talk about, which is like parallel thought, right? Where like you see a thing, I see a thing, there's an obvious joke there. And we're both doing a joke, or you heard a joke a long time ago and you're like, oh, it's been noodling around and you thought about it and you did it. And like, cause that's happened to me before. Like I did a joke about Bat Kid and one of my friends reached out to me and was like, hey man, like, I don't want to be a dick, but like, that's my joke. And I'm like, no, I came up with that. And then he sent me a link to him doing it like 4 years ago. And I was like, nope, that's your joke. I must have heard you do that somewhere a long time ago. And I just totally spaced and thought it was mine. That shit does happen. But he would purposely go up before you and do your material so that you couldn't do it. That's a fucking twisted thing to do to someone. That is a power trip fucking thing. Like he'd bump people and then do their jokes. And then
that's something Greg Miller would
have to go on at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
I just
like,
whip your ass at Mario Golf like I did in everybody's golf. That's what I would do.
Golf.
Yeah.
We need that to be a shirt. We need Mario GARLF.
I thought for a second. Here's my pitch for the shirt. It's everyone's Garth, and it's just Garth from Wayne's World.
That's a deep cut, but sure, I can see that.
Do you think people on the Rooster Teeth on the Rooster Teeth, would they buy that?
On the Rooster Teeth, yeah.
They love Garth on the Rooster Teeth. They're a big fan of that.
Barbara went as Garth one year for Halloween.
Great.
And Trevor was Wayne, but Barbara as Garth was just perfect. Just the hair. Oh man, she nailed it.
Did you? Speaking of, I was telling Nick this yesterday, or Nick this today rather. But what happened yesterday? Speaking of sort of like people confronting, people in public and shit about just doing weird stuff. This whole Steven Crowder mess. Did you all see what happened yesterday?
Fucking amazing.
I need an explanation because I saw it and I started it, and then it was literally. I think you retweeted it. I started it and watched it, and I was like, I don't know who any of these people are or what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So Steven Crowder, noted horrible human being, very, very racist, very sexist.
What's he famous for?
For being racist and sexist. He's a
meme of him sitting at a college campus that like is like, come debate me about anything.
Change my mind.
Change my mind.
Oh, that's him. The fucking change my mind guy.
That's him. Yeah.
Okay. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Before we get too far into the story, just because I'm super dumb about this. Like if I murdered somebody tomorrow, it'd be notable games personality Greg. Like, what is he famous for?
He's a right-wing YouTuber who got banned from YouTube for a bit for going after Carlos. I forget his name. He's the gay guy that works for Vice, and he was going after him with really homophobic type shit.
So he's just a right-wing YouTuber.
He's a right-wing YouTuber. Okay. He's like a terrible shitbag. Go ahead, Nick.
I was just going to say, sorry, Greg, to correct you. If you died tomorrow, me and Andy would make sure it read failed Oreo reviewer dies.
Yeah.
That's the shirt you'd make.
Yeah.
Very slow human being.
It would be Oreo or Nutter Butter. Greg doesn't know.
Cannot run away from death.
Fuck off, Tim. That's a bridge too far. I'll take all their shit. All right. I'll fucking show you all on Friday who's going to beat him.
So this guy who... terrible human being, right? And he is fighting with Ethan Klein of H3H3, who is another big podcaster. Ethan Klein, not a politics guy. Ethan Klein does not talk politics. Every once in a while, he'll talk about, maybe certain issues, but he's more of just I'm a podcaster like us. He just talks about random shit.
Okay.
And Ethan Klein was giving him, they were fighting about wearing masks and why it's important and this and that. And Steven Crowder is like, how about you fucking debate me? This will be like the easiest layup of my life. And Ethan Klein is like, I'm not, first off, I don't talk politics. I don't act like I am super smart at this. And I'm also just kind of an idiot. So no, I'm not going to debate you. And this kind of like went back and forth for a bit. Steven Crowder, it's also noted, has been avoiding debating Sam Seder, who is a left-wing YouTuber with 1 million subscribers. He's a podcaster. Sam Seder is like one of the more respected dudes on the left, in the left sphere as far as politics goes. And one time at Politicon, apparently, they were supposed to debate, and Steven Crowder peaced out and said no, thank you, and I guess he just didn't say anything and just didn't show up for the debate. And ever since then, Sam Seder's been like, I'm trying to debate you. Why won't you debate me? And he's just scared. He doesn't want to.
Sure.
And this guy, Steven Crowder, is just, the lowest of the low, again, goes to college campuses, will challenge these fucking 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids who are not prepared to debate, and he'll just make them look like idiots on camera,
Sure.
That sort of thing. So Ethan finally agrees to this debate and says, you know what? I'm not a politics guy, but sure, fuck it. Why not? Let's do this stupid ass debate. And he brings him on the show, and they're like, hey, look, we've had we've talked a lot of shit to each other in the past, but you're here and I respect that. I respect that you're here. And he's like, yeah, no problem. He was like, but I want to let you know that I did come prepared. And then he brings up Sam Seder on camera.
Yeah.
The guy that he's been dodging for so long. And he's like, holy fuck, Sam Seder, what a fucking nightmare. And then then the producers take him off camera completely because he's clearly rattled and he's pissed off and not happy about any of this. And then just starts talking a lot of shit and is irate and angry and like not civilized whatsoever. And you could just tell that he's not happy about this being a thing. And eventually says, fuck this, I'm not going to do that. And Sam Seder's like, why won't you debate me? What are you scared about? And he's like, because my audience doesn't know who the fuck you are. You're unimportant. You don't have, you look at your crowd size. Like, nobody follows you. Dude has 1 million followers or 1 million subs on YouTube, acting like he's like a low view count dude. And Sam Seder's like, well, you debate college students, like who aren't YouTubers. Like, why won't you? What are you afraid of? Eventually dodges him. And it was also, they had sort of engineered this plan to where Ethan was like, I think he suspects that I'm going to do this. And I don't think he'll agree to do this until you go live on your show so that he knows you're not going to be a part of this little thing. So how about you record a pre-recorded segment and make it seem like you're live? And then sure enough, that's what it took for this whole sort of thing to happen. So they recorded I guess Sam Seder pre-recorded an episode, made it look like he was live. So the Steven Crowder was like, oh, he's actually live. Cool. Then I'll actually do this thing with Ethan Klein and I'll shit on him. And I'm a politics right-wing guy. I'm going to just, trample all over him. And it was fucking fantastic to watch. It was one of the most satisfying things ever. And he just straight up dodged him. He doesn't want to debate the guy who he's just scared of Sam Seder. And it was really fun and awesome to watch. And it was just really cool. I couldn't believe it actually happened. It was just like a cool ass moment in internet history. I can't watching it live. Again, well, it wasn't live. It was, I guess, Ethan Klein on H3H3 posted it the day afterwards or whatever. But it was so funny to watch. And even as he's introducing Ethan Klein, his voice is like trembling and he sounds really nervous to do any of this. And then, yeah, he got, and he's off camera forever. And they're like, show your fucking face, Steven. Get on camera. What are you fucking afraid of? Show your face. And he's like getting mad at them back. He's like, no, I want you to fucking why aren't you going to debate me? He's like, because I'm not a debater. It's not what I do. Like, what's the problem? My views align with Sam Seder's. Let him talk to you. Like, it was so great to watch. And he just pieced out. And I want to see kind of what the fallout is going to be, if any, because, you know, again, this guy loves to just kind of run over people. And I want to see how his audience feels like, oh, damn, you kind of just, you chickened out of this shit.
More, because that's what they always do.
You just chickened out of this shit. It was amazing. It was amazing. And this dude is like awful. Like, oh my God, this guy has said some terrible things in the last couple of days, especially with the recent sort of shoplifting cases in SF, where oh gosh, I have to find the tweet because it is like there's a guy on the left who was like, this is more ammunition for the people that are like, hey, why don't you just let the cops shoot these N-words?
Wow.
Jesus.
That's what a guy on the left said, right? This is more ammunition for that crowd who wants to see that, you know? And Steven Crowder was like, look, I would never use that offensive, racist term, but yeah, you're right. It's like, whoa, like you're just straight. You're not even trying to hide this shit. So he's a terrible shitbag, awful human being. His whole fucking crew is just pieces of garbage. And it felt so good to watch, even though I was really hoping that they would actually debate and talk shit out. Yeah,
they're not going to do that though, because the point is not to debate. It's just to be a troll and to rebel rouse and get more followers that way.
Yeah,
it's never that. I mean, there's very seldom when I've actually heard real, honest to God, two people from like polar opposite sides sit down and debate for a very, very long time. It just doesn't happen because it's just. And then I mean, those are always the most fascinating things, but they're so complex. I listened to one a while back. I forget who. God, I'm not even going to bring it up because I forget who he was debating. But I ended up reading an article about Sam Harris, and he was debating, I think, the editor in chief for Vice about some stuff that they had written about each other, and it was the most fascinating thing I've listened to because they literally sat down. I mean, it was a little contentious, but they sat down and they had a really good conversation for an hour and a half and let each other talk. And a little bit here and there, they kind of had to. I mean, obviously you're debating someone, and there's a lot boiled into it, specifically when you have that many followers and people can, really give you a lot of shit and harass you. So, but that's like so few and far between, and it's just so sad that that's not what can happen. More often than not, you just have to have people who are like, I'm not actually going to engage with any sort of intelligible conversation, mostly because I don't want to do that. That's hard. I just want to get followers and say horrible shit, and that's pretty much going to be what it's going to be. And
I just love that the line of defense was the audience count, like the follower numbers. Like that was the defense. I'm not going to debate this because I'm not going to debate you because nobody knows who you are. You're unpopular. And like it'd be one thing if this guy had like, I don't know, 8,000 subscribers on YouTube or some shit, but it was just pure fear, and it's just like, what a stupid way to back out of something. It was fantastic. Anyway, that was kind of like the drama of yesterday, and yesterday kind of woke up a lot of people like, oh, now I understand why you all are so interested in this drama. Like it's invigorating. Now I get why Tim loves these reality shows. Like this shit rules to see in real life. It was great. It was fantastic. Go watch that video.
Okay,
that's all I gotta say.
It's good. I liked it. No, I'm glad. Thank you for educating me because I saw it this morning from you and I was like, "Is this a sports guy?" Like I don't understand what kind of podcast I'm watching right now. And then
I'm sure it'll be on r/out of the loop in about a day, and I'll read about it there.
Oh, it's probably already on r/out of the loop.
On that every other day.
What's that?
H3H3, the guy that set up the prank, he's on. There's something going on with him every other day.
He's always involved in some sort of drama.
Yeah.
Surrounded by that shit.
We don't want no drama.
What we do want are refrigerators you can see through so you can put your dog in it.
It's just a funny bit. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I think it's fine. He died.
Speaking of drama, it's funny. I find it comical how many people are like taking my fridge tweet seriously. Like, is this what it's come to, Greg? I'm like, I said I was on the podcast, and I say they gave Andy a free monitor. Clearly, this isn't me being serious. This is my play for a refrigerator. But
tell them the idea about we're going to put dogs in refrigerators and see how long they can last. See how that's going to go on Twitter.
Listen, I understand you're upset, but what if I told you I wanted to put
guys?
in it?
The whole point of me wanting this refrigerator so I can stuff my dog in there and see, quote, how many breaths he has left.
That's not Now you're misinterpreting it. You're misinterpreting the bit in particular. I was asking you ahead of time.
Ride the lightning.
Like, people think I'm crazy for saying this, but think of Harry Houdini, right?
Yeah.
He was out there doing all sorts of crazy shit, and people loved him. He wasn't doing it to kill people; he was doing it to save people.
Did he die doing his stunt?
Yeah, he got punched. Remember?
Yeah. He got punched.
Yeah, one of Harry Houdini's bits was like, "You can punch me and I won't be affected," or whatever. And so he would do this thing where he'd call people on the stage and they would punch him. This might be an old wives' tale. Chad, I'm looking at you to correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, he had like a collapsed something, right?
Yeah, but it was like, he firmed up his abs and shit for it.
Mm-hmm.
But then like one day somebody just fucking like on the street was like, "Oh, you're Harry Houdini." He's like, "Yeah, bah!" And they're like, and they fucking him up.
Just blew up his kidneys.
I thought he got.
He was.
I thought he died because of like a key lock pick or something.
I thought he drowned.
He knew how to handle that shit.
He got punched to death. That is, I've never heard anything like that.
I'm looking it up. I can give you the actual thing. I'll give you that.
I never heard that. I thought he died hanging upside down in a water tank.
No.
Yeah, so it was. It was Harry Houdini died of peritonitis secondary to a ruptured appendix.
Yeah, so they ruptured his appendix.
In the final days, he believed he would recover. His last words were reportedly, "I'm tired of fighting. I do not want to fight anymore." Witnesses to an incident at Houdini's dressing room in the Princess Theater in Montreal speculated that Houdini's death was caused by Jocelyn Gordon Whitehead, who repeatedly struck him in the abdomen. The accounts of the witnesses, students named, generally corroborated one another. Price said that Whitehead asked Houdini, quote, if he believed in the miracles of the Bible and whether it was true that punches to the stomach did not hurt him. Houdini offered a casual reply that his stomach could endure a lot. Whitehead then delivered some very hammer-like blows below the belt. Houdini was reclined on a couch at the time, having broken his ankle while performing several days earlier. Price said that Houdini winced at each blow and stopped Whitehead suddenly in the midst of a punch, gesturing that he had had enough and adding that he had no opportunity to prepare himself against the blows, as he did not expect Whitehead to strike him so suddenly and forcefully. Had his ankle not been broken, he would have risen from the couch to a better position to brace himself. Throughout the evening, he performed in great pain. He was unable to sleep and remained in constant pain for the next 2 days, but did not seek medical help. When he finally saw a doctor, he was found to have a fever of 102 degrees and an acute appendicitis. And was advised to have immediate surgery. He ignored the advice and decided to go on with the show. When Houdini arrived at the Garrick Theater in Detroit, Michigan on December 24th, 1926, for what would be his last performance, he had a fever of 104. Despite his diagnosis, Houdini took the stage. He was reported to have passed out during the show, but was revived and continued. Afterwards, he was hospitalized at Detroit's Grace Hospital. It's unclear whether the dressing room incident caused Houdini's eventual death, as the relationship between blunt trauma and appendicitis is uncertain. One theory suggests that Houdini was unaware that he was suffering appendicitis and might have been aware had he not received the blows to the abdomen. After taking statements from Price and the other person, Houdini's insurance company concluded the death was due to the dressing room incident and paid double indemnity.
Wow.
I never want to be punched to death.
Go to the fucking doctor, ladies and gentlemen, when something bad happens to you.
That was like, what that reminds me of? It reminds me of like Jim Henson, where he got pneumonia and he was like, no, just keep pushing through it. And then he passed away and you were like,
is that what happened to Jim? I don't know. That's how Jim Henson died.
Yeah, I think he died. I think he died of pneumonia. I think he just kept working and everyone's like, dude, please stop. But he was just so committed. I remember hearing about that when I was like younger, being like, that's just so sad that people are that committed to stuff. I've never been that committed to anything, especially this show. Yeah. I stubbed my toe. I'm gone. I'm off this Discord. I'm out for 2 weeks.
Totally, right?
You kidding me? Sorry, Andy. I'm going to Disneyland now.
Oh my God. I never knew this about fucking Jim Henson.
Yeah.
Henson appeared with Kermit the Frog on the Arsenio Hall show on May 4th, 1990. He disclosed to his publicist that he was tired and had a sore throat, but that he believed it would go away soon. On May 12th, 1990, Henson traveled to North Carolina with his daughter to visit his father and son. They returned home the following day. Henson called the Muppet recording studio that had been scheduled for the next day. His estranged wife came to visit that night. Henson was having trouble breathing when he woke up around 2 a.m. On May 15th, 1990, began coughing up blood. He suggested to his wife that he might be dying, but did not want to take time off of his schedule to visit a hospital. 2 hours later, he was agreed to take him to a hospital. He stopped breathing and was rushed to an intensive care unit. Multiple abscesses on both of his lungs as the result of a previous bacterial infection. Placed on a ventilator. Yada. Keeps going down from that.
It's really sad. Really sad.
Jesus Christ, man.
I know. That's why we say, man.
Go to the doctor when you don't feel good.
Take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself.
Don't push yourself through stuff like that.
I know. And it's so funny. I mean, all of us have been guilty of being like, I don't feel very well, I'll go in. But now post-COVID, I'm pretty sure. Not a pancreatitis story. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, you got a sore throat or you're hungover. Like, it's a
my legs falling off. I don't think I should go in, everybody. Gonna go to Disneyland.
I'm gonna go rest up at Disney.
That's
God,
Never gonna hear the end of this.
Tim hates us so much. He hates us so much.
I'm sorry.
I love
I'm
it.
sorry, Timmy. I'm sorry.
Don't
I'm looking through
apologize to him.
Google News.
He knows what he
just-
did.
See that? Wait, hold on. No, hold on. I can't look for a new topic yet. Greg, did you even say who your celebrity parents were?
No, nobody asked me. Nobody cared. The conversation moved on.
Greg, who are your celebrity parents?
Nicholas Scarpino from KindofFunny.com.
Charles
Thank you
Barkley,
so
because he's
much.
an awful fucking golfer.
Damn, dude.
Bitch.
Okay, it doesn't work if he has to explain the fucking bit to you, Tim.
I knew that.
Barkley. No, you didn't.
I didn't know
Charles
that. I had
Barkley
no
is
idea.
the one NBA person I know at all.
And you knew that he was a bad golfer. That's what
Yes.
you know about Charles Barkley.
I've
What
seen
team did he
Space
play
Jam.
on?
Charles Barkley?
Yeah.
Barclays? The Utah Barclays?
No,
The
no, we're the
Lakers.
Phoenix Suns. You want to hear a great story about Charles Barkley, though? And Andy, I'll need you to probably correct the bits and pieces of it or whatever, right? But
Okay.
it's one of my favorite Charles Barkley stories of all time. And yes, I have several. But it was when it was the Dream Team at the Olympics. And they were on the bus and they were going somewhere. And they were all, giving each other shit and fucking around or whatever. And Charles Barkley started talking about, how, this plan or that plan for what they're going to do the next team or whatever the hell he was talking about it. And I think it was Michael Jordan was like, Charles Barkley was like, again, Andy, this is where I need you. He's like, 7 of us on this bus have rings. You are not one of them. Shut up. And Barkley's like, he got all mad. 'Cause he never won a championship.
Damn.
No, it wouldn't be Charles Barkley, Andy. My celebrity parents would clearly be Rosie O'Donnell and Chris Farley.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
that makes sense.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Right?
Fair.
You see it?
Now,
You see
Greg,
it?
can I ask? Remember I recommended that documentary about National Lampoons. Have you watched that yet, or have you watched a few talent stupid gesture? I think
No.
you'll really like it a lot. I think you should
Okay.
watch it tonight. Yeah.
Well, I'd love to, but I'm watching the show. Of course, Andy has made a bunch of recommendations on the show, but it was Kevin's recommendation of Ozark that we are obsessed with now. So we are watching Ozark.
I'm sorry. How do you say it, Tim?
all
How do you?
right.
Ozark.
Ozarks, I believe, is how
Roll.
Kevin pronounces it.
You can say that, but I screw it up all the time myself, and not because I hang out with Kevin, but because of the fact that it's Lake of the Ozarks. Like that's
Yeah,
what it's
they
called.
have an S
So to
in
call the
name.
show Ozark is a bit of a it's a hard
there-
shift there. We're shifting real
Mhm.
hard.
Aren't there like
Okay.
thousands of lakes? Isn't that the whole deal with the Ozarks?
Something like that. I don't know. There's just
Land of
big- I don't
1,000
know.
Lakes. Yeah.
Andy?
Tim, what's the deal with Dave?
I was just about to ask if any of you guys have seen.
Oh,
first 2
it's
episodes of Dave's
back.
season
No, I have it queued up on Joey's Hulu. I gotta
Yeah,
watch it.
yeah.
That's where I
Episode
watch.
one
That's where I watch Handmaid's Tale. Joey's
Yeah.
Hulu.
Episodes 1 and 2 came out last week. Number 3 is about to come out now. It's weird, man. Like it's definitely funny. It's definitely good, but
Is
it
not
feels
as good
like
as the first season.
they're building to something as opposed to like so far these 2 episodes. I'm like, all right, this is a take. The first episode I think is actually pretty bad. I was
Interesting.
very, very surprised by it. There's just and it kind of seems like they're gonna like subvert some shit. Like it was like potentially bad on purpose, but I'm like, right now, not really working for me. And where they left off on episode 2, I'm like, okay, I'm interested in this, but last season, every episode was like, I can't believe how good this is.
Yeah.
But I think it's also just that level down where like it's not so much a surprise when there's crazy celebrity guests and stuff. You just expect it. And now they are just standard. Like the people he's hanging out in pools with, you're like, how the fuck is this real? But it just kind of is the standard. But the show I will recommend, I'm sticking with it. I recommend everyone go watch it. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic at the end of it. But the show I recommend to everybody is Blind Spotting. Recommended the movie for years, and it's fantastic as well. Everyone should watch that. But the show is so fucking good. It's on Showtime or Stars, one of those things. But you get the Hulu add-on, and then you can just watch it on Hulu.
Yeah.
It is 10 out of 10. Fucking fantastic TV. Greg Miller.
Does Joey have the Hulu add-on?
We could probably get it for
I don't know, but
as a Christmas present, maybe early Christmas present.
So we don't have to give her any kind of Christmas bonus this year if we just get her this thing.
If we get her the $5 Stars add-on, then I think we're fine. I think we're covered for bonuses
Fair.
from henceforward, future forward.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Does that cover
Also,
Andy too?
No, Andy's is covered by the Arizona iced teas that Snow Mike
Perfect.
shipped to him today.
Great.
So
Great.
Andy's covered. He's good to go. And
God,
Kevin,
so
we're just
many.
gonna give him a big block of ice for Christmas.
It's not even the ice he wants. It's not even the ice he wants.
Like we'll give him a block of ice, but it has grass on it. You know, like it's been outside.
Assholes are gonna enjoy the shit out of it. You're all gonna
I
drink
know I will.
fucking icy water and be like, yeah, it was expensive, but like I've never had better
It was
water in
worth
my
it.
goddamn life.
Yeah.
Kevin, do you know what I saw that made me think of you and made me think of maybe one day we'll have one of those? I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying I'm opening it up for debate.
I'm listening.
I went to, before my shows last weekend, we went to the Buena Vista Cafe, which I just need to go to more because it's like a classic. Greg, I'm sure you've been there. Tim, I'm sure you've been there too because you're San Francisco. We went there to get some Irish coffees and like have a little bite to eat beforehand. And they've got one of those like 1993 hot chocolate machines that has the picture of the hot chocolate on it, but it's faded because it's been in the sun for so long. And they tried to nail the color brown of hot chocolate, but it's just a little too light, so it just looks like poop. And then the little spigot is white, but it's always brown around the tip, so it looks a little dirty. I want one of those so badly because they just look fun.
Disgusting.
I need an image of it. What the hell does this look like?
Hot chocolate machine?
I'm trying to look it up.
Kevin's pulling every fiber of the internet together to try to get you this hot chocolate photo. Because like I'm trying, he's like fucking trying to land the goddamn Enterprise. Like I'm trying, Captain.
Oh, I took a picture of it. I sent it to D. I'll send it to you right now, Kevin.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you mentioned the intricacies. I'm like, I don't know. Like none of these details are kind of
just a grind
registering in my mind.
Hold on, let me. I don't remember the actual.
I wasn't listening. I'm sorry. I have to be totally honest. I wasn't listening to what it looked like.
Not a problem. I said something about a brown tip, and I think everyone tuned out on that one. And then Greg said, "Too far."
Is it?
While you do that, I want you to know that Joey in the chat says, "I have my own Stars login." She says this in all caps. I have my own Stars login, and then she goes, "No, you can't have it." So I need you to mark her down as no Christmas bonus this year.
Oh, one of these.
Okay, sorry, Joey. That was the one shot. You only got one shot.
I see. Okay,
yeah, that's it. All right, that's a hot chocolate machine.
Yeah, they're that's the one from the Buena Vista Cafe. See how nice and dirty it is, kind of all around it, and the drawers slightly open. That's it right there.
Hot, rich, creamy, delicious. It's a hot chocolate machine.
What's on top? Are those chocolate bits or are those beans?
No, that's coffee behind it. I think.
Shit.
Unless this is a coffee. Maybe it was a coffee machine and I just got it wrong. But
where the mice go to shit.
Oh God!
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Kind of Funny podcast. If you didn't know, each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each coming to bullshit with each other about whatever it is they want to bullshit about. If you like to support that insanity, you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunny, where of course you can write in to be part of the show. You can get the show ad free. You can get it with the exclusive post show we're about to do on patreon.com/kindoffunny, and of course you can watch it live as we do it, like Arturo182 is, Shane C is, and a young lady named Joey Noel is, who writes, "I'm changing the Hulu password." So now she's trying to talk herself. Yeah, exactly. And
Joey, you don't remember the Hulu password. Every time I ask you, it takes you 3 days to get back to me.
Just because she's hoping you'll leave her alone.
I know.
If you have no bucks tossed our way, of course, you can get each and every episode on youtube.com/kindoffunny. Podcast services around.
It's funnier that we use Joey's.
Twice a week, each a week, when we got guests and stuff like that, all sorts of stuff happening. For now, we have a post show to do. But until next time, no, Andy can't beat me at Mario Golf. It's been our pleasure to serve you.